Welcome back. In this video, we are going to see the process of adding a new node to an existing Windows Server failover cluster. First, let's see what are the prerequisites, like a checklist. So the new node must be running Windows Server 2025, must be domain joint, and also should be on the same network, and also it's recommended to have same patch level. And you need access to the iSCSI shared storage or the shared storage that you're using, whatever it is connected to the other Hyper-V host in the failover cluster must be connected to the same one. I have logged into the Hyper-V 3 servers. This is the new Hyper-V that I'm going to add to the failover cluster. As you can see from the computer name and domain, I have joined this to the same domain, and also I have prepared the firewall configuration, everything. The next step is to enable this iSCSI initiator so that I can also present all the disks that we presented to the other failover cluster servers to the new failover cluster server Hyper-V 3. So now this iSCSI initiator has enabled, and I'm going to copy the initiator name. Now let's go to the storage and configure the storage to provide access to this server. So now I'm accessing the storage, and to provide access, first let's see what are all the servers have access to this disk. So here you can see the access servers. Hyper-V 1 and Hyper-V 2 have access to the cluster disk 02. So to assign new access, go to this iSCSI target, select the disk, click the properties, click on initiator, then add the IQN address. So for that, click on the select box, then just paste the one copied from the Hyper-V 3 servers. So now this disk will be presented to the Hyper-V 3 server. We have 3 disks so far connected to the failover cluster servers. One is a disk witness and 2 virtual machine disks. So what we're going to do here, we're going to repeat the same step to all other servers. Now I'm done with the iSCSI target configuration. Now I switch it back to the Hyper-V 3 server. Once again, click on the iSCSI initiator, enter the target address, and connect all the storages. So here the storage IP address is 143, as you can see here. So let's go back and add the IP address into the target discovery box. Then click on Quick Connect. Then once again connect. So now all the disks will be available under the disk. You can expand the file storage in the server manager and verify that all the disks are presented. Now the next step is to add the roles, Hyper-V and failover cluster roles. For that, click on the add roles. We have did this many times, so I will just fast forward this step. You can log into any of the existing failover cluster. Then from there, go to Tools, then Failover Cluster Manager, click on it. And to add, you just click on the Add Node. And if the node is eligible, then you will be able to add this node to the existing cluster. So click on the Next. Now enter the new server name, that is Hyper-V 3. Then click Next. So here you have the configuration validation option. So if you want, you can run a configuration validation here. Then this will show the validation result actually. So this is done during the add node environment, but you have the option to skip also, or you can do this validation before you come to this section and do that also. So now the validation has completed. Now I can simply add this to the failover cluster. Now the Hyper-V 3 is a part of this failover cluster, the new server. Now let's try to move one of the virtual machine, the one which is running on Hyper-V 02, to the newly added one, that is Hyper-V 3. So I select the node Hyper-V 3, then click OK, and you can see the live migration. And that means the volume is connected, it's able to move the machine, and this also, if the network connectivity to this virtual machine is also fine, means we are done. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.